it's Red Baron here. I am going to be discussing the law guide that I made a written guide for several servers here on Overmortal. So this guide will discuss basically how to best utilize your laws as you're going through this process, starting all the way to completion for voidbent. We want to maximize our gains, so this is going to kind of teach you how to do that. There are 5 laws that you can level, as you can see here. These are going to be leveled using law points, which is what this is at the top left, as well as law fragments, which you can get from multiple different areas in the game. Once you hit void bent, you're pretty much going to be focusing on getting law fragments, as well as the nature mantra. These are going to be your bottlenecks moving forward that you'll want to spend most of your resources on getting. So for these elemental laws, there are a few different things you'll want to know here in the beginning. The first is something called law suppression. Law suppression is this difference between you and your opponent in law level. So for instance, for every 1 level higher that you have in your total elemental law level versus your opponent, you're going to get a damage multiplier of 0.05%. This is going to be pretty big. For example, if my level was 1,728 and my opponent was only law level 500, I would be doing an additional 61.4% damage to that opponent during our battle. So this is something that you'll want to keep in mind as you're facing opponents in PvP, as well as other areas of the game. The elemental law resonance bonuses are also important. So as we can see here, you get bonuses for each individual element. And this is going to take into consideration how you're going to level your elements, but you also get bonuses for each of your elements being at level 100 and then increasing by increments of 100. So for instance, I have the active bonus at level 400, so I'm getting law suppression boost 5% here, 5% here, and resistance 5% here and here. Even though I have 3 laws at 500 or higher, I don't have these ones at 5 first times 2 multiplier for each elemental law. From here, there are 2 schools of thought. The first is to level each law by an increment of 50. Doing so will unlock a character stat boost. As you can see here, once you hit 50 or 100, you will be at the base HP plus 1%, and that is the same for all of your elemental laws. So some individuals will want these character boosts and level in increments of 50. However, I would recommend trying to maximize how many law points that you get from each day that you are passively making all of these elemental laws and using your elemental law points. In order to that, you need to level from the 50 mark in increments of 100. So for instance, if I am leveling the metal law here and I'm at 50, I'm going to want to go all the way to 150 in order to unlock another times 2 multiplier. Then I can move on to wood and do the same thing. Move on to water and do the same thing. This is going to maximize your passive income of law points. Early on, there is a specific order in which you want to level. So, for instance, you'll want to focus on the water law first. So get it from 50 to 150, and then get it to 200. At 200, you unlock an immortal friend called Princess Adelinda, who provides buffs that include pet defense up, ability damage to Taoist up, and relic damage to Taoist up, which can be beneficial early on and is a good way to begin your immortal banquet. After focusing on water, really you want to start following that increment of 100 from 50 to 150 to 250 for all of your laws. Each day you log in, there's going to be a specific order in which you want to collect your law points and begin blitzing. You'll want to manually blitz. You will not want to do the auto blitz feature. So here's how you're going to manually blitz your laws. Once you log in for the day at reset, you will collect all of your passive income from your elemental law, and then you will click whichever one you're leveling. So if I'm leveling this one to 500 here with water, I'm going to auto activate, spend all of my law points, go back, blitz, use one single law fruit. I've already used them, so I can't show you that I'm using it, but you just use one law fruit. You then go back, invest it again on the elemental law you're leveling, go back, blitz with one law fruit, and you just continue that process until your timer is back at 0. Doing this process is going to maximize your law points each day, and this is huge for free-to-play players. Once you have your elemental laws leveled to around 250 for free-to-play players or 350 for light spenders up to pay-to-play players, you'll want to start focusing on cosmic laws. Cosmic laws are leveled using your law points as well as nature mantra, and you'll want to spend all your seeker points and X-Server dual shop points on nature mantra in order to prevent yourself from getting bottlenecked early on. So once you're in Cosmic Law, for Magicka, you're going to want to focus on Gale Law. Gale Law is important because it allows you to unlock very strong void abilities in Tonitrus, so Tonitrus Metal and Tonitrus Wood. These are very strong damage dealers for Magicka users. For Corporea, you're going to want to focus on Lux Law, and Lux Law will give you Asura slash Wood and Asura slash Water, which are very strong abilities, damage dealers for Corporea. In order to unlock these strong abilities, you have to get your Cosmic Law past G3 and past G6. As you can see here, G3 completed unlocks Asura slash Wood, and the completion of G6 unlocks Asura slash Water. Secondary to getting those DPS abilities, you'll want to focus on Revelation Law in order to get a strong shield, specifically taking this all the way past G6 in order to unlock Dragon Taming Water, which is going to provide you with some more crit, a purify, longer shield, and it's just a strong MP shield anyway. You are able to reset, and it is free if you have not already done it. I would recommend not wasting this early on because you are not going to have the citrine that you need in order to put all the proper abilities on for your build. So I would recommend saving up your citrine to around 180 to 190 in order to maximize the use of that reset. So please follow this guide prior to spending things in Cosmic Laws so you do not make the same mistake that I did, which was getting Thunder Law all the way to G4 for absolutely no reason. That pretty much concludes our law guide. If you follow this guide, you'll be maximizing your passive income of law points and not wasting any law points in Mantra on Cosmic Laws you do not need. If this was helpful for you, please feel free to like and subscribe. I am doing this just for fun and to help all of you out as you progress through Void Break.